Rajasthan Royals returned to Sharjah, but it didn't change the fortunes of the team as it went down to Delhi Capitals by 46 runs.
The hits today will be Shimron Hetmeyer's performance today for me, because Delhi has had their batting order has been really firing from the top order. So he's not had a hit so far. But today, when the need came, I mean, it fell upon him to resurrect the innings after they lost 3 wickets, and he rose up to the occasion. That shows the depth in the team that they have. Because even in Sharjah, I mean, Delhi has a really good bowling attack, but you still need a competitive score to defend in a small ground like Sharjah, and he did that perfectly well with Stoinis. So, what about you?
Well, for me, it'll be Marcus Stoinis because he has been Delhi's go-to man this season, and today also it was no exception because he was responsible for building that partnership with Hetmeyer. He scored 39 runs, of course, took a couple of wickets, of which the important one was Sanju Samson. So that actually turned. I mean, that actually played a very significant role in the team's win, basically. So for me, he will be the hit because he has had a fair significance in the team and he's always made his presence felt. And it was no exception in Sharjah as well. But what about the misses?
Oh, for me, undoubtedly, Josh Butler. I mean, his form is a huge worry for Rajasthan. I mean, he's had one good knock against Mumbai, and apart from that, there's been nothing much to write about. And Rajasthan needs the top order to click. I mean, and Butler, Smith, Samson, they're the key. So if Butler is not firing, then they don't have the quality or the experience in the middle or lower order to bail their side out, especially when they're chasing a big total against one of the best bowling attacks. I think Mumbai and Delhi are the Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals have the two best bowling attacks in the tournament. So you needed someone with the experience of Josh Butler to set the stage for the team.
Yeah, for me, the miss will definitely be Sanju Samson because he has been fairly inconsistent. But Deepak, if you notice, this has become a trend for him over the last few IPLs. Like he gets off to a good start, he scores one century every season or just gets closer to that, and then he has a lull period, and that is exactly what is happening with him even in this season. He started brilliantly with two back-to-back top scores, and then there's a lull phase. Because let's not forget, because Sanju Samson has always been in the reckoning for the Indian team as well. So if he has to cement his place at the T20s, he has to be particular. I mean, you can't misfire. At a time when there's a immense competition with Rishabh Pant breathing down the neck, and he's your regular keeper. There, somebody like a Sanju Samson will have to regularly contribute to the bat. And I mean, at a time when there has been no international cricket before this and no clarity on whether there'll be any domestic season either. So this is basically Sanju Samson's opportunity to prove. And he had a fantastic start. People were talking about him. Even there were, as usual, comparisons with Mahendra Singh Dhoni. But then things just fizzled out. There are still 6 matches are over. There's still a lot to play for. And hopefully Sanju will, do justice to his name.
And because he plays a key role, it's something we discussed in the last episode as well. But because Sanju, Butler, and Smith are the key for Rajasthan. I mean, once the top order goes, then they don't have enough experience down to chase big totals. So he needs to fire. And as you said, just two knocks, and it's a recurring theme. And it basically it's proportional to how Rajasthan performs as well. They start well and then they fizzle out. It's a very similar pattern. So yeah, it's a huge worry for Rajasthan.
Let's not forget, it's a Saturday and two major games. Kolkata Knight Riders takes on Kings 11 Punjab, and of course, it's RCB and Chennai Super
Southern
Kings.
Derby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Deepak, if I'm to as far as RCB and CSK is concerned, what are the key contests that you are looking out for?
For me, I think this is a very nice clash to me, because you understand RCB's weakness, which is their pace bowling, and CSK's weakness is their batting and the middle order especially. So RCB would like to feel confident going into this game, because they can, to an extent, if the bowlers can get one or two wickets at the top of the order, then someone like Yuzvendra Chahal and Washington Sundar, who have been brilliant so far, they can really put the pressure on the CSK middle order. So that will be a contest that I will be really watchful for tomorrow. And similarly for CSK, the bowling is okay. So I think how they tackle someone like a Devdutt Padikkal and Kohli and ABD will set the tone for the game tomorrow.
And as far as KKR and Kings 11 concerned, I'm actually looking forward to a clash between the KKR pace battery, which is Pat Cummins, Shivam Mavi, and Kamlesh Nagarkoti versus the Kings 11 openers. I mean, KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal has had a good tournament. Okay, there have been a few of misses, but mostly they have been a good combination. But also, it will be interesting to see whether Kings 11 Punjab actually, which is a misfiring unit now, actually brings in Chris Gale. The other day, Anil Kumble said that he was about to play, and then, of course, he missed out due to food poisoning. That was the official version given. So that needs to be seen. So basically, for me, it will be a contest between the KKR bowlers, the Pacers, I mean, versus the Kings 11 top order. And but having said that, it's an exciting Saturday in the offing.